This week, I want to remind you of something that is easy to forget when life feels overwhelming. Exodus 19 verse 4 says in the King James Version, "Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagles' wings, and brought you unto myself." There's a beautiful picture in that verse. God didn't just rescue his people and leave them to figure things out on their own. He says he carried them on eagle's wings and brought them to himself. Think about that for a moment. They had just come out of Egypt. They had seen hardship. They had walked through confusion and seasons where they didn't know what the next step looked like. And yet God reminds them, you saw what I did. You saw how I carried you. Sometimes we move forward in life so quickly that we forget to look back and recognize the ways God has already helped us. You may be standing in a season right now where things feel unfinished. Maybe there are prayers you're still waiting on to be answered. Maybe there are questions you don't have answers yet to. But if you pause for a moment and look back, you'll probably see something important. There were situations you didn't think you would make it through. There were moments when you didn't know how things were going to work out. And somehow, step by step, you were carried through. That's what this verse reminds us of. God didn't just guide his people, he carried them. An eagle's wings are strong. They lift, they support, they rise above what's happening below. And sometimes that's exactly what God does in our lives. There are seasons when we feel strong and capable, and we move forward with confidence. But there are other seasons when the truth is we don't have the strength on our own. And in those moments, God doesn't abandon us. He carries us through them. The people of Israel had noticed and witnessed miracles. They had seen God move in ways they could never have imagined. And yet God still paused and reminded them, you saw what I did. In other words, don't forget the evidence of my faithfulness. This week, that reminder still matters. You are not where you are today by your strength alone. You are not standing here because everything was easy. There were moments when God lifted you in ways you didn't even fully recognize at the time. Moments when he protected you. Moments when he opened a way you didn't see. Moments when he carried you through something that could have easily overwhelmed you. And here's the beautiful part of the verse. It doesn't just say he carried them. It says he carried them onto himself. That means the purpose wasn't just survival. The purpose was relationship. God wasn't only delivering them from something. He was bringing them closer to him. Sometimes the seasons that stretch us the most are also the seasons that draw us closer to God. We learn to depend on Him differently. We learn to trust Him more deeply. And we begin to see that His presence is what carries us through. So this week, if you feel tired, overwhelmed, or even a little discouraged, remember this image. You are not navigating life alone. The same God who carried His people on eagle's wings is still faithful today. He still lifts. He still protects. He still brings His people closer to Him. And when you look back at your life, you may realize something powerful. You didn't just walk through those seasons. You were carried. So move through this week with that confidence. The God who has carried you before is still able to carry you now. Your journey of faith starts with a spark. Let wisdom light the way.